After all the awesome game announcements of the last couple of weeks, everyone's wishlist looks like this. And you know what? I'm going to make you add even more games. So let's look at 11 indie JRPGs you probably haven't heard of. What indie JRPG are you most looking forward to? Let us all know your recommendations in the comments and let me know your thoughts on the games in this video. Let's start off with Threads of Time, which is heavily inspired by Chrono Trigger. I know a lot of studios say that about their games, but this one is serious. In this we get to visit several time periods, from 12 million BC to after an apocalypse. In every time period we meet different characters with unique battle skills, and our task is to protect the timeline from calamity. Combat will be turn-based, and it seems like time manipulation will be a unique combat mechanic, as well as team combo attacks. All of it combined in battles with a focus on strategic decisions. This gives me Chrono Trigger vibes in all the best ways, and the gorgeous graphics alone get me immensely excited. So I'm absolutely ready for this. AI Element is an action JRPG with Souls-like influences and some cool mechanics, most importantly the sync rate. This gauge determines how much damage you deal. The higher the rate, the better. Getting hit reduces it. It's a simple but effective system that encourages an aggressive playstyle, which I love and which was already a lot of fun in the demo. The protagonist's left arm is probably inspired by Sekiro, as it's a prosthetic that provides all kinds of combat abilities and grants nice customization options. Yeah, overall this not only looks awesome, playing the demo showed me that this is one of the most interesting upcoming action JRPGs right now. Okay, I admit I talked about Alabaster Dawn a couple of times already in the last few weeks, but I am so hyped for this that I don't want you to miss this. Alabaster Dawn is the new game by Radical Fish Games, the studio who created my favorite indie game of all time, Crosscode. It will be quite similar in combat as well as puzzles, but with a clear focus on making combat more action heavy. We'll be able to swap between different weapons mid-combat and control elemental powers. The dev said that there will be fewer puzzles than in Crosscode, which is good news for a lot of people. Yeah, with all the announcements of awesome indie games, it's easy to miss some. One thing that isn't easy to miss is this charming red subscribe button if you like videos about indie games, JRPGs and more. That was smooth, right? Anyway, go add Alabaster Dawn to your wishlist. I'm 100% sure this will be incredible. Seed of Nostalgia is exactly what it says it is. A beautiful pixel art JRPG with a healthy amount of nostalgia. We can expect a light-hearted story and a vast non-linear world to explore. The turn-based combat relies on a system where certain actions grant you TP and others use them to unleash powerful skills. That sounds like an interesting back and forth that requires you to plan ahead your moves. We also collect materials and craft our own equipment, which I love because it's rare in a pixel art RPG like this. Yeah, I'm always for retro-inspired JRPGs, and if you're too, I recommend you add this to your wishlist. It's the best way to support the devs. Okay, before I even try to describe My Familiar, I think this time it's best to just read what the Steam patch says. Yo, welcome to My Familiar. In this RPG, wake up as a fresh familiar on the mean streets of Wish City, where the denizens are dark and corruption is king. Fight, flee, and aggressively wrap your way through a vibrant inner city gauntlet, chock full of dysfunctional demons and flashy, over-the-top turn-based battles. Cast of 6 playable familiars include a self-loathing party foul, a disembodied diva, a remorseless sausage thief, a totally jacked luchador duck, a self-righteous robber baroness, and some sort of weird purple rabbit goblin rat thing. Cool, I guess? Yes, that sounds insanely cool. If this kind of weird is your thing, you can try the demo on Steam and add this to your wishlist. So many people grew up with Pokemon Red and Blue, so of course there's a lot of nostalgia for these games. Dokimon tries to capture the essence of the original Pokemon on the Game Boy, but with modern quality of life features. We can speed up battles, get optional combat tips, a quest log and much more. But the most important part is the monsters. Over 140 monsters are waiting to be tamed and get ready for combat, with rare monsters to track down to unlock the monster capture addiction. Story mode will take us around 15 to 20 hours. There are over 15 towns and several different routes to explore. We can choose between 20 color palettes, and if we want to listen to an 8-bit or piano soundtrack. Yeah, it's a lot and it sounds awesome. If this sounds as good to you as it does to me, go check out that demo on Steam and let me know what you think. Oh, and add this to your wishlist. Quartet is a whimsical indie RPG and a love letter to the 16-bit era of JRPGs. The story is about a government conspiracy and how a century-old conflict reshaped the world. The turn-based combat comes with a dynamic twist because the character's AP only recover when they are not active in combat. So swapping them out at the right time is a crucial part of the combat strategy. Elemental weaknesses are super important and have an effect on the turn order of your characters. A bit like in Final Fantasy X. If you always wanted a game with a hippo as a playable character, maybe Quartet is able to fulfill that dream. So Beastieball is a weird mix of RPG, monster tamer and a volleyball game? Yeah, no joke. We make friends with different beasties that all come with their own unique traits, strengths and weaknesses in a volleyball match. Besides all the different combat abilities, you have to make sure that you also get points by making the ball fall on the floor of your enemy's field. That basically makes this combat a 2-in-1 thing, which sounds crazy, but it's really fun. We'll be able to explore a vast world and take on bosses in any order to ultimately become the sports king. This is definitely one of the most unique and creative games inspired by Pokemon, and I'm excited to play this when this will be released next year. Wonder Stars is another indie RPG with a very unique take on turn-based combat. In this, we get to combine different words to create our own special attacks. Superpower Fire Punch, Heavy Wind Kick, something like that. I think that sounds awesome, and with over 200 words to collect, I can see this being very addictive. Defeating enemies sometimes makes you earn their words, which you can then use for combat. The story will let us travel through the universe, explore planets, and meet all kinds of charming characters. On the Steam page it says, "This is a tale of mystery, adventure, betrayal, redemption, unlikely allies, twists, turns, surfing, capybaras, health restoring empanadas, forgotten shopping lists, rifts in space, and rifts between lovers." I think this sounds awesome, and if you agree, you should play the demo and add this to your wishlist. Bestiario is a JRPG set in an alternative version of Spain, inhabited by mythological creatures. The two main inspirations are the Persona series and Grandia. There will be social sim aspects like in Persona, and combat inspired by Grandia, where actions allow you to interrupt enemies by knocking them back on the timeline. The story aims at a 30-hour playtime, but there are side quests, minigames and a lot of other things to do. We don't know much more than that, but overall this just looks incredibly charming and unique thanks to the fresh setting. I'll keep an eye on this. Another interesting genre mix. Wildlands of Faenora is a tactical turn-based roguelike JRPG. We lead a squad of units into a turn-based tactical combat where the position of your characters is key. Besides the standard stuff like improving equipment and skills of your units, we can promote characters to change their class and therefore their combat abilities. During the story, we can make decisions that alter the events and battles drastically, which sounds like there's a bit of replayability. Honestly, I'm not sure what the roguelike elements are yet, but I'm sure we'll find out soon. In the meantime, you know what to do. Add this to your wishlist. Alright, that's the list. 11 upcoming awesome indie JRPGs. What game on this list will you add to your wishlist? Let us all know in the comments, and don't forget to hit subscribe if you love indie games, RPGs, Metrovanias, and videos about these kinds of games. Alright, thanks for watching, have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.